this fight ain't going to the judges' scorecards. I'm going to leave no doubt I am the best welterweight in the world. I'm going to add another world champion to my resume, my long list of amazing resume that I already have, and I'm going to finish him. It's not going to the judges' decisions. I promise you that. He will get left unconscious inside that octagon. If Tyron Woodley does not leave the octagon on September 19th live on ESPN on a stretcher, then I didn't do my job, Mike.
This one has just different implications. Two guys that really hate each other, bitter rivalry, steeped in like personal hatred, social like commentary. There's so much riding on it. Both of them also coming off of losses. Both of them looking to prove something. I cannot imagine this not being an exciting fight. I think Covington's going to bring the absolute best out of Tyron Woodley. And when we see Tyron Woodley at the top of his game, he's fucking awesome, dude. Woodley looked like he was going to be the next GSP for a little while. And I think that Covington's going to get the best out of him. And I think we're going to see the best Covington.
So yeah, it's a great fight. You know, for Tyron Woodley, it's a fucking tough fight. You got to respect Tyron Woodley. Credit where credit's due, right? Lost his belt to Usman, tough fight. Lost the next fight to Gilbert Burns, which again, no shame. Gilbert's a very, very tough fighter. But however, he's now lost 2 in a row, right? Covington, tremendous volume striker, good wrestling, gas tank for fucking days. And love him or hate him, however you feel, Covington's got fucking balls. And he fights at a fast pace and he takes it to his opponents. So it's a dangerous fight for Tyron Woodley. He could go from being, potentially, he could go from being the champion and people talking about him being one of the greatest of all times, the greatest welterweight of all time. That's what Tyron Woodley wanted to be known as. To now potentially losing 3 in a row, right? So it's for Tyron Woodley, this is kind of make or break for his career. Of course, it's personal and he wants to win this fight, right? And he certainly has the potential to do it. If he fights, he seems to have this mental block lately. Against Usman, he wasn't particularly active. Against Gilbert Burns, same thing, wasn't active. He has to be active. He has to break the mold. He has to fight at a higher pace and let the fucking hands go. Because if he just skirts around the side of the octagon like he always does with someone like Colby Covington, he might not even get hurt, but he's going to lose the decision.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. He seems like he wants to kill Colby Covington. He really hates him. And I mean, we don't see that too often. We don't see like real bitter rivalries too often. It happens once in a while. A few times a year, you see two dogs who hate each other, who they're just, you let them in the same room, they're going to fist fight. They're going to have a street fight if you let them in the same room. That type of anger and hatred and animosity, that always equals a good fight for the most part.
Yeah, most of the time, you know, but sometimes he can let it down. But still, but even to that point, Tyron's going to watch his emotions. If you get too emotional, if you have too much hatred for the guy, it can affect the way you fight. You're just full of anger and animosity, and you're frustrated, and you end up having a bad performance.
Yeah, man, just from the whole mindset that he's kind of overtaken. I've been watching him and seeing some of his interviews and things like that. He looks like he's on point. It seems like he's on point. I know he won't after that last loss. Even when he lost it, he said, bro, like, I don't know what happened. Like, I'm ready to fight right now. I'm ready to go back in the octagon and fight this guy again because I know I can do better. And I think I think he wants that one back. I really do. And what better guy to do it against who he's had beef in the past is Colby Covington. You know, I think everybody wants to see Colby Covington lose. But you got to guy that you cheer for, and you got to have the bad guy. And I feel like Colby's kind of like that. Has kind of taken that role a little bit. He's not good at it, but he's taken that role. So, yeah, you know, I to be honest, I wouldn't want to see Colby fight for the title again. I think Usman just dominated. I think he beat the crap out of him. But I would love to see. I'm leaning towards Tyron. I think Tyron's striking is more explosive. I think he's got the knockout power to finish him, especially after, you know, Colby Covington breaking his jaw. To have it broken again, for sure.
Clearly, you got Woodley coming off of not one but 2 bad losses. Covington coming off of a loss that was bad in certain ways, but kind of redemptive in others. You know, he did. I look back at that as like, oh, in the end, Kamaru was sort of better. I don't look at it like Colby's stock is, you know, it's terrible now. Oh, he really just fell apart. It's like, okay, clear limits were shown to pieces of his game. That is true, yes. But he also showed clear strengths, and he has not taken a lot of punishment. absent that fight. I think he's younger, fresher. I think the style matchup is bad for Tyron at this point. Tyron still has big power, but the last two fights have not been especially inspiring. I'll say this. I think it's a bad fight for Tyron. It's a go big or go home fight for him, which is why I think he likes it. And it is winnable, to be clear, but it also offers a fair degree of peril, if you ask me, because he's going to go up against a guy who can probably wade through punishment necessary to make him work, and he can probably make him work sufficient that he can not only win the fight, but he can drain him pretty quickly in the process and then just kind of take over in an ugly, you can't do anything about this kind of way. I suspect that would probably be what happened. But you still might get something out of it because Tyron is going to be a threat early, and he obviously is going to be very motivated to beat Colby in particular. And Colby, of course, is going to, ratchet up the tensions fairly significantly as well. So for Tyron, while I don't like his chances, you have to acknowledge if he ends up winning, it would be significant for his career at this point. To stop the bleeding and to do it against a rival, it'd be huge. This is what I mean about the go big or go home kind of aspect to this. It's just that at this point, I don't like his chances. I think Colby's probably going to be a bad matchup for him.
Now, let me ask you about Tyron Woodley versus Colby Covington. It looks like this is going to happen in September.
Looks like it. It's awesome.
How do you feel about it? Too late?
Good.
Is it 2 years too late?
I mean, yeah, it would have been more ideal, but everyone loves a good feud, right? Those don't age. There's some feuds there. You could say the dudes are 50 years old and you'd still watch them fight because they hate each other.
Right.
I mean, so I don't think that ages. They hate each other. Colby's a scumbag. Everyone wants to see Colby get punched in the face. Hopefully Tyron does it really hard.
Do you feel like Tyron is taking this fight too soon? After what happened in late.
No, actually, I think, my advice to Tyron is that, he's been a little too calculated. Just say F it. Like, right? I mean, it's like someone showed up at your house and wanted to fight you, and they were threatening your family. You go fight them. You wouldn't think about training or anything else. You just go fight the person, right? Not think too much about it. Like, I think that's what he is doing, and that's good.
That's interesting. A little too, just let the good times roll.
Yes.
Ease up a little bit.
Absolutely.
You think he wins?
Yeah, I mean, I
love asking you if you think your friends are going to win.
They've trained together for sure. Tyron and that was kind of one of the gripes is Tyron used to pay Colby to be a training partner. You know this, right?
Used to pay Colby. I guess I didn't know it in that respect.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought they were in the same room.
No, he used to pay Colby to come up to St. Louis to be a training partner, and Colby was just a dirtbag. And so then, it stopped happening. I think Colby stiffed Tyron's boxing coach. He's training extra lessons. This is something that kind of like, I think Masvidal said the same thing. Colby's just not a good person. I mean, that's pretty out there, right? That's not a secret. So yeah, so it ended. And then, Tyron just has thought very lowly of him ever since.
When you lost to Kamaru, you lost to Gerber. Why would you fight Colby? I think this is, sometimes you need a reset. You understand? You need a reset. You can't just have killer after killer after killer, right? And Colby, hate him or love him, he's tough, man.
He's tough for
really
sure,
good.
yeah.
Whatever he does, right? And I think they should have fight, but not now. I think you have to build your confidence back, right? But honestly, who I am to say you should fight, not fight? Maybe he knows something I don't know. You understand? Maybe he can go out and he knock Colby's blockhead off, and I want him to. I'm actually
You're rooting for Tyron
to knock him. Even he says some shit, but I really think Tyron deep down is a good guy, and I know his mother. She's a great lady, and honestly, Colby Covington is just a bad human being, and I want to see him. I'm not gonna cheer for him. I don't want him. I don't wish him bad, because this is not me type of person. But I don't want to see a guy like that beat Tyron.